Hey, this is Chuck, and you are listening to Fans with Bands, the podcast where we talk to the fans and the bands they dig about life, music, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Today on Fans with Bands, we are talking to Electric Huldra. Check it out. Yeah, see, I love that now because it tells me recording in progress, and you get this woman saying it. It's nice. So, hey, this is Chuck with Fans with Bands, and I am talking to Dominic, Troy, and Bobby of Electric Huldra. How you guys doing, man?
Hey, Chuck.
Hey.
What's happening, man?
Awesome. And we've got Anthony, Johnny, Adam, and looks like Audrey and Lexi are still having some problems connecting, but how's everybody else doing?
So far, so good.
Excellent. Excellent. Fantastic.
Thumbs up from Anthony.
Nice. That guy's a legend. Fucking legend. If you guys don't know who that dude is, you can't see him. I can see him, so I know who it is. And I'm sorry I'm stealing your guys' thunder, but this guy is fucking in Midas. He was in Bison Machine, which was like, I think I met those dudes just a little bit before Electric Huldra at Fuzzfest, but spectacular band. So anyway, but Electric Huldra. So you dudes, I think it was, oh fuck, I think it was more than 4 years ago because we've lost 2 years because of pandemic. But I think it was maybe 6 years going when I first saw you guys at Fuzzfest. You were on that kind of like the side corner stage thing going, and I was just blown away the power, the energy of your band, and it was just fantastic. So first thing I want to know is like, how did you guys get together? How did the band form?
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think it was Fuzzfest. We had Adam runs the sound for Fuzzfest. He was doing our, and it was that corner stage was rad because you like just have like a ton of people all around you.
Yeah, just on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor. That's super rad.
In the face.
Yeah. It was. I like playing the floor.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So TJ and I have been playing music together since 2011.
2011, yeah.
2011. We met in college, and we started playing together in this real shitty cover band.
It wasn't real shit.
It was kind of shitty. We'll say kind of shitty. Like whatever.
Standard amount of shit.
It was as good as a cover band can get,
Yeah. And and him and I had always wanted to do more than just do cover band stuff. Yeah. Nothing wrong with cover bands. Like you got to start somewhere, but like, and the other guys in the band just didn't really want to put in the time. So like TJ and I had started writing some stuff together. I don't know. And in
that was like 2015.
Yeah. So in like 2015, we were writing stuff and also kind of over other people. So we were like trying to do figure out what we could do with like the minimal amount of people. And we just tried. Then I had met Dom through some mutual friends, and I saw him play just this little weird show thing that I was also playing with some other people on, and Dom was just like crushing the drums. Like it was just like all this power, and I was like, yeah, we need that. That's like the missing piece to this band. And I had just met Dom like recently before that, and so I'd asked him if he wanted to like jam with TJ and I, and we got together in my basement in Ann Arbor and started playing some stuff. And like within like the first half hour, we were like, oh, this has got legs. This is something we want to do, and it just kind of
fell in together.
Awesome. Yeah,
that happened a couple of times where like Bobby was like, "Hey, we should jam sometime," and so like just me and him got together.
Yeah,
like once, and we like I think we played like some Black Keys songs or something that like two people could do.
Yeah,
he was like, "Hey, I got this other friend. I think that we should like
Force him to play bass.
Yeah. that was whenever, TJ, we were like, yeah, dude, you can just like do that, split your signal thing and play guitar still. But like he's slowly just moved to bass. He actually owns 2 basses now. Yeah,
it's now a thing that's going to be the future.
That was a question actually. That was where I was going to go next. Is like, so how did you? It was just out of necessity, like because it's cool.
It was out of necessity and refusal, I would say, to be a bass player. It's like, plus I had all the guitar gear and stuff, and I had an extra amp laying around, and so we kind of Frankenstein this rig together for me to play with splitting my signal and dropping one an octave and getting some low tones out of it. And it worked out, and it's been working out ever since, and it sounds really cool, and it really gives like a full band vibe to our setup, like a full with a rhythm guitar, playing a lot, fills it out.
Yeah.
But now we're moving into more just traditional 3-piece band guitar drums territory.
The traditional power trio.
Yeah.
And
it gives it that has its whole envelope of things you can do. And
hell yeah! I mean, look at what Rush did with fucking
exactly
3 guys.
Look at what there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
And so we're working with that.
Cool, because I think you had the bass at the show with Distilled Tongues over there.
Yeah, and Hamtramck.
Yeah, Hamtramck. Yeah, for the ZZ Top cover, right?
Yep.
Nice.
And then we play one of our?
I
don't know if we played one of our own.
We played.
So we have a newer
we
song.
played ZZ Top, and then we played Rock Bottom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we just did the covers. So some of our newer stuff that we just started writing, TJ's just playing bass on, and we have a couple of covers that we do that he is just playing bass on now.
Nice. And I think didn't I see back in August, like last year, that you guys were in the studio? So what happened with that whole thing?
What did happen with that?
We're so right before like the pandemic, we were like that February. We played this rad show with Truck Fighters at the Sanctuary, and then like the next day we were in the studio and we were like had like a lot of momentum. We were real tight, and it was just like we were hitting on all cylinders.
Like a whole month of build up.
Yeah. And then right after that, for like initial session in the studio with Adam's recording us.
Oh, cool.
And mixing our record as we speak. We're kind of in mixing hell right now, but
anyway, he's working on it right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was. We just it just took all the wind out of our sails. And I mean, we couldn't do anything for we didn't over 6 months after that. And then we've just been taking our time. We didn't really want to release anything just into a void where we couldn't go out and play shows and support it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And now we're back at playing some shows, and we're just trying to put out the best thing that we can. So we're about to send it out to mastering, but doing some fine tweaks here and there. So I'm really hoping we can put this thing out by the end of the year.
Awesome.
But now we'll see what happens.
What are you thinking as far as media? Are you gonna do vinyl? Or, I mean, I know that's kind of a stretch sometimes. So
I think right now we're gonna do a cassette.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll put it out digitally, but we'll have a cassette, and so starting to work on that. One of my a buddy of mine, Tony Caparuso, did some artwork for it, and so
cool.
We're gonna get that going here whenever we get the music out to mastering. But yeah, no, it looks sweet. The record sounds rad.
Nice.
We had somebody come in and play some keys on a couple of tracks. All and
right.
so it's gonna be real cool. We just need to get it out.
Well, Chuck, you're an Ann Arbor native, right?
Yeah.
So, do you know the band Tokyo Sex Whale?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Lord.
they were like a psychedelic experimental surf rock band.
Oh, cool.
And the keyboard player is a guy named Matt Wilkin.
Oh,
And he's the one who.
I
who
have
did the
heard
keys
his
on that.
name. I have heard.
Yeah. Matt's rad. He did some really cool shit for the record. And,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Put some Tokyo sex whale noises.
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Nice.
There's, it's pretty cool. We're pretty stoked on what he did because it was like we wanted to add some color, like without like, we are a 3-piece, so like there's a fine line between like introducing another member to the band and
Right.
like adding color to your record, right? And
Yep.
he did a really good job.
Mhm.
So we're pretty stoked on that.
You guys talking about Matt Wilkin from Mellified Man? I know that guy.
Oh, shit. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Awesome. Well,
Mellified Man's one of Adam's projects. He was in that band for a while.
excellent. Well, Fans with Bands isn't just about me talking to you guys. It's also about letting your fans get in there. And we've got Johnny. We've got, I'm going to butcher your name. Is it Audrey?
It's Audrey.
Audrey. It just says Audrey.
It says Audrey. Yeah.
Today's a calamity of errors, but I got the Zoom to work on my phone, and I realized the last time I did a Zoom call, absolutely with my family. So and it came up, and I was like, you know what? I surrender. I'm surrendering to today. Odd to this, but it's Audrey. Hey, how's it going?
All right. So there's Johnny, Audrey, Adam, who's he's almost part of the band now because he's doing all this work for you guys. So I'm gonna call him Fan Band, and then we've got Nick, who I'm guessing is some kind of relation here.
Yeah. I'm Bobby's little brother. And
All right.
Official media manager of the band.
Awesome.
Yeah, he runs our social media because he works for Facebook and gets free ads.
No
so,
shit.
We get like
I need to become friends with this guy.
right. So he by default he's just our social media manager.
That's awesome.
And he also we get really expensive ads for free, so it's super rad. Thanks, Facebook and Nick.
Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, thank you.
Very cool.
Very cool.
He's sponsoring, an up and coming band. I think that's fabulous. That could be a huge write up for him. So there you go.
Definitely. And I even get to post a few memes and goof on TJ a little bit. So
Awesome.
It's all good.
Awesome.
We all do it.
That's cool.
Unofficial member of the band.
Yeah. So I want to open it up to the rest of you guys. You guys got questions for these guys? You probably know them really well, but if you do, throw it out there.
Shoot, Dodge.
Oh yeah, I want to know more about the cassette. Why you guys picked the cassette?
Okay. So I mean, honestly, in the way things are right now with like just like music distribution in itself, you can't make money from streaming services at all, like just period. Like and that's generally how people consume music anymore, right? And but we think that there's still some value in having like a physical item that you can sell at a show, or that like people can have that's like, gives you a glimpse into that band. Like I love cassettes and vinyl. They're really kind of the same thing where it's like having something physical that like has like that band's artwork or and then like all of the like the gate folds and like even with cassettes, like the stuff that you can open up and look at. There's something like to be said about like having that. And so we just want to have something that we can like sell to people, and that they can have something physical to hold and own. And, even if they don't actually use a cassette, there's like a download code or whatever, that you're buying too.
Yeah, it's got that
That's-
kind of old school vibe like a vinyl
Sure.
does, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Although
there's like T-shirt people and vinyl people. There's also cassette people.
Yeah, yeah. I've been seeing it more and more,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
thinking like,
Sure.
shit, I got to get. Well, so I have a bunch of cassettes, and I don't have a cassette player anymore, and so I need to rectify
It's
this.
time.
Yeah, it is because I'm gonna have to have this. I like the idea of a physical product
Yeah.
and it not being a CD because I mean I like CDs, but then I gotta rip it off the CD to get it digitally, and I could just get it digitally and have if I could have a cassette or an album, boom, perfect. So
It looks like our buds in Slumlord Radio
Slumlord,
joined.
yeah.
Yeah. Look at these guys.
the Swedes.
White zombie.
Yeah. What's up, dudes?
You looking good, Bobby.
What's up?
You guys just did the hell is it? Burning Turf?
Burning
Yeah.
Turf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, with those guys, with the Slumlord guys. You should have seen these dudes. They were animals.
Yeah.
Like
They were.
they had
tearing it
that
up.
crowd going,
The
man.
turf was burned.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell
It
yeah.
sure was.
Awesome.
We all slept in the same tent, Chuck.
Oh yes. Somehow
Yeah, that was a fun show, man. Like it was so hot, and then all of a sudden, like we were all getting set up, and luckily we were under a tent because it just like rained for 2 hours and
Oh,
like
shit.
poured,
Downpouring.
and then like neither band's bass amp was working, and like we like pulled it together at the last minute and had a
Rad show.
rad time with these
Yeah.
guys.
awesome.
Now I got to
Yeah,
figure
that's-
out how to get rust off my guitar.
Yeah, we're wrapping up practice. We're just trying to say hi to you guys, man.
Yeah,
Good
thanks
to
for
see you
calling
guys,
in, man.
Thank you.
Good to see
Wow.
you guys.
Yeah.
Love you, boys. See you around.
Yeah, love you too, man.
All right. I've always wanted to get out to that show, and I don't know what the hell my problem is. It's, I've been thinking about this more and more, and kind of making this about me a little bit. But like, there's so many goddamn shows, and I'm like, how am I going to get to these? And then
They're finally back.
Yeah.
You had nothing for a long time.
I
and now you have-
know.
Trying
Yeah.
to fit it all in, get
Well-
a whole year's worth in these last 3 months.
Well, even before COVID, there would be, 5 or 6 different shows, and that's what always kind of pissed me off sometimes when people would say like rock music's dead or there's no scene anymore. I'm like, bullshit. You're just not fucking looking. I mean, so and what do you guys think about that? Because are you guys all in Ann Arbor or spread out?
No, I'm actually Dom and I are both in Ipsy now.
Okay.
And
and I live in Toledo.
yeah, TJ
Oh,
lives in
shit.
Toledo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we actually practice down in Toledo. But yeah, I don't know. Rock music being dead. I mean, as far as maybe like pop music goes, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that that's like a thing.
The
but,
Billboard
like,
charts.
dude. I'm with you, man. Like it's alive and thriving. I think it goes back to like just the way music is consumed again
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it was in like the 70s or 80s. Like now it's like it's making music has become so accessible that like you're inundated with bands, right?
Yeah.
And like the way that music is consumed, like there's no money in it anymore, so you don't
True.
have these huge bands like Metallica. There's never going to be another Metallica, like
Yeah.
that's just not a thing anymore. And so you have like, instead of like this one place that's feeding you music, you have all of these different fractured like pockets of music. And so I mean, in the sense that like, yeah, so Gene Simmons wants to say that rock and roll's dead, right? Like, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, the rock and roll that he knew, yeah, it's definitely like,
Yeah, sure.
but that's just I think it's the music distribution machine is dead, not rock,
Right.
like, you know, it's just different. And like, there's so many good bands. Like, and we're so fortunate to be in like Detroit. And like the amount of like rad music coming out of Detroit.
So much
and,
talent.
like, all the cool places to play, like all the bars that like you can go, like you were saying, like, and like any given weekend, there's 6 shows you like, want to catch, you know, and and that's before even like a national act comes through, you know,
I know,
right? Like, and so I don't know. I think it's just different, right? You really gotta kind of look and search for yourself. You can't like just turn on the radio and find the next, you know,
nobody's
Kiss or
picking for us
Metallica
anymore.
Right.
Right.
You know, I
Exactly.
think, like, coming out of like, I started playing music in the 90s, and it was like FM radio, right? Like that's where like it all came from.
Yeah.
It was probably like that for a long time, where there was like, if you had a radio station that would play, they would have like a metal show at night, probably like Saturday night at midnight or something like that. So you had to stay up real late just so you could hear heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But they would play it, and so you could actually, but even then you'd have, it was up to like the DJs to find the music and be like, well, I think people would like this. Whereas now, like, just like Bobby was saying, like, you can just find anything that you want. But on the flip side of that is that, like, you have to sift through a lot of things. Like, saying that like rock music is dead is kind of silly, because there's always going to be people. I mean, every kind of music, people just love playing it. Like, Anthony looks like he had to jump off, but like, I can remember going to see, we went and saw Mothership.
Oh yeah.
Bison Machine opened for them, and I can distinctly remember, because it was like the first time that I saw those guys play. And at the time we were still like just starting out. And after that show, Bobby and I were both like, we need to write more songs and play a show with these guys, because they were so good. And we were like, man, I want to be there. Like,
yeah.
And it wasn't like we were seeing them at like Little Caesars Arena or something. It was just like a bar in Detroit, but it sounded so good. And the crowd was having such a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. Back when shows were at Corktown Tavern.
Oh man.
That place was rad.
It was. I saw Jungle Rot there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Centenary and Jungle Rot and somebody else. It was awesome. I think it was one of the last shows they had there. But that place is, and that's I think a key thing, at least for Detroit area, is got some really good venues that do a good job of promoting the music and also have like a good stage and sound. Because there's venues and they're, the sound is like, whoa, what the hell? Or it's up to the band to bring stuff in, which is kind of a drag. Because they're already not you guys aren't rolling in the cash when you come into one of these gigs. You're like,
no, we have day jobs for sure.
Right.
No.
This is a passion.
We're happy when we're not losing our ass playing music.
It costs money. This is something that costs money.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's like, oh sweet, we got some money, we can fill up the tank in the van.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The van always takes the money. Yeah. One way or another.
The band or the merch, you got to pay for the merch to try to sell a little bit to recoup.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Johnny, Nick, Audrey, do you guys have any other questions?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Well,
go for it.
Oh, I need some more Electric Huldra merch. When are we gonna get some more T-shirts? I need some stickers, some patches. I've got some Electric Huldra.
Yeah,
dude. Speaking on the rock and roll thing, I think something that's cool watching you guys do. With like this modern rock and roll thing that's happening is like, I think back in the day you got Jerry Lee Lewis and Chuck Berry like on tour, and that's it. They go from place to place and they're together every night. And now, like you said, there's a zillion people like in this industry, but it also seems kind of tight knit in a sense too, man. And it seems like you guys do like a good networking, if you will. It seems like you're friendly with a lot of people that when I look at them, they don't seem friendly. And You know, and like by doing that, I think you guys have got to like play with some names that like you kind of idolized a little bit when you're diving into some stoner rock shit. And I think it's cool, at least in this Michigan scene, is to like when you aren't a fucking asshole and you respect other bands and shit, like where that kind of takes you. Has that been, what was your first show? Like, who did you play with? And then like, how did you just start getting on tickets with Bonehawk and other people or whatever?
So the merch thing first. We're gonna have with the new record, we have like a bunch of rebranding that we're doing.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So you guys can't see it, but Nick
Yeah.
was holding up a fucking awesome shirt, and I bought one at
First
the last
gen.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, that
that was the first shirt
The
from
Roadrunner.
that has our EP artwork on it.
Yeah.
That's really rad.
Super killer.
So we'll have new stuff out when the record comes out. We're gonna kind of roll a bunch of stuff out all at once. Like, so we have like a new logo and new album artwork, and we're gonna make some shirts and some. Actually, baseball tees have not sold real well.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I bought a couple, but I don't really wear them.
People,
Everyone wants a
everyone
baseball tee,
wants
$10.
you to sell them, but no one wants to buy them. Yeah.
I know, right?
Johnny say term in the
Right.
sleeveless.
So, so new stuff will come out when we get the record going. But then I wanted to throw out this. You were talking about how we've got to play with some like cool bands, and I think like one of those really cool moments for me personally was I'm trying to remember the band. It was one of Mario Lawley's bands, and Mario is like the
Yawning Man.
Yawning Man. Yeah. I kept thinking Fatso Jetson, but that's just another one of his bands. So Mario is like, if you're not familiar, he's like, he is the guy that like created the desert scene. Like his band Across the River, like they were the ones that did like the first generator parties out in the desert. And
that's awesome.
So we played with Mario, and it was insane. Like just getting to meet Mario Lawley, like, and like being, for me personally, like really influenced by like bands he was either in or he influenced himself, and like, there, without Mario, there's no Queens of the Stone Age. There's no like, there's no Brant Bjork. There's no Caius. There's no like, there's none of that stuff. Right. And, we opened for them and we played our set. And I can't remember who played after us. Maybe it was like Temple of the Fuzzwitch or something. But during their set, I was standing there watching them, and Mario came up behind me and like put his arm around me and was like, "Hey man, you guys were rad." And like, and I looked over and I saw who it was, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Mario Lawley." And he's talking to me about my band.
Yeah, and he was not having an easy night too. They just were coming through Canada, and like their heater on their van broke, and they were
their guitarist was tough night, but he was,
man.
He
was so
it was
awesome.
fucking like February or something.
Yeah, it was February. Yeah,
they were frozen.
Yeah. So like for me, that moment was like huge. That was like one of those moments where you get to like meet like one of your idols, and they're talking to you about your music, and whether or not he like genuinely liked it, like whatever, like I don't even care. The fact that he like came up and said that, like, and was really cool. And and then as far as, I don't even know
Johnny's long-ended question.
So
I think it just comes down to like just respect. Like I think everyone that goes to these shows, and that's where the real rock and roll scene is now. It's like people who go to the shows that are local and are always going to them. There's just like a mutual respect between everyone, And so, like you said, we're talking to people that I don't know how you phrased it, but that scared you or something like that.
Yeah.
But
There's some scary
it's
looking
just like-
motherfuckers.
yeah, but everyone is. I don't think we've had a bad experience playing local in
That's,
Detroit. Like us.
That's not exactly true.
Well, I'd say the majority of my
Yeah.
experiences, everything I remember, there's no bad memories, and it's always
Yeah.
been great people.
That's
that-
for like at this, like we were talking earlier, just joking around about how like you don't make money exactly doing this, but like we don't really understand why you would spend a lot of time working on like something like a creative project and then take it out into the world to show people, and then just be shitty to everyone you meet. Like,
Oh, right.
because sometimes like you go and because we're all playing in the same bars and clubs and stuff, and
Yeah.
and like the Slumlord Radio guys just jumping on for 1 second just to say what's up. Like, we had such a great time with them at Burning Turf. Like, we hung out until whatever 4 o'clock in the morning around
Yeah.
like they're just good dudes, and it's
Yeah.
like we're real, like we show up early to every show. Like, we can't, it's like in spite of ourselves, we're there at like 7 o'clock waiting for the people to show up and open the bar, because we just like we don't want anyone to be like, oh man, those guys were like,
Right.
they showed up late, or they were like
Yeah, they
were, like,
rolled
mean
in
to
for
people.
set and rolled out.
Yeah, we don't ever do
Yeah.
we stay the whole night and watch all the bands, because just like, man, they worked just as hard at this as we did, and it really makes it, I mean, playing music is great. There's kind of like nothing, like in my experience, was like nothing quite like it. But man, if you're not like hanging out with like the other bands and like the people and stuff, like you're missing so much. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a cool thing to just, you bump into these people that are like so different from you, but like you've got this thing that connects you. That's, I think that's probably what, like, how scenes come together, is like just people were like, man, like I don't hang out with a lot of these guys, but like every time I'm anywhere in Detroit at a show, I see Rob Cedar, and I'm like, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Dude
guy.
is everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He's
And-
awesome.
And he is awesome. He is.
Yeah, hell
he's a
yeah,
super
man.
cool dude. He's, he even like sometimes like I'll go to a show like a toe cutter show, or when he was in
Oh,
Karmic
yeah.
Lava. He's handing me 20s. He's like, hey man, thanks for taking a picture. I'm like, dude, you don't have to fucking pay me. It was just like, fucking, hey, this guy. But Dom, I think you were on a key point, is that authenticity of the band, like, so playing music you love and having passion about it, but then also having a passion for the other bands that you're there with. So you may not necessarily like totally dig some vibes of certain bands you're jamming with, but in total, I think you get like, at least I've seen in shows that I've seen you guys at, and other like local kind of stoner rock, that kind of that fuzz fest kind of, circle of bands. There's definitely that camaraderie, that mutual respect, and that authenticity, I think, that comes through. So anyway,
Yeah, definitely.
There's Chuck's 2 cents.
No, I completely agree with you, man. Like we've always had good interaction. We haven't had the best shows always, but like that just goes for anybody that's played music, right? But we've always had good interactions with other like Detroit bands, like or Detroit. I'm doing the
Southeast Michigan.
Right, Southeast Michigan
even
band,
Southern
right.
Michigan, I guess, because
Right.
Slumlord's from Grand Rapids, so there you go.
Yeah, and those dudes are everywhere, man. Yeah, they get those. That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, they are.
They're rad.
So Johnny, Audrey, Nick, you guys got any other questions?
I got a question. I got a question for TJ and Bobby, the guitar guys in the band. So, who is your greatest guitar influence, and why is it me?
You can answer first, TJ.
I'll take my answer offline. Don't worry.
We can see your face on here, man. That answer.
I'll make sure the check clears before you answer.
Yeah.
This one, but.
Yeah. We're about to lose a lot of advertisements.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, on a serious, who do you guys? Who are your guitar heroes?
Man, it's a good question.
That's a good question. It's always a hard
It's just really hard. Damn.
Top five
You know,
on the spot in
I-
order.
Oh,
in
shit.
order. You know, I think for me
Chronological.
personally, the two guys that are like I aspire to the most, that kind of play like that makes sense to me, like that I want to play like are really Leslie West and Billy Gibbons. Like you know,
Nice.
like I've always like kind of leaned into that kind of playing where it's like it's about as much about what you are playing as what you aren't playing. And like the you know, Billy Gibbons and Leslie West both can hang on a note
Mm-hmm.
and play one fucking note, and it has so much, they're saying so much in that like or they'll do like they're, you know, hanging out in these like very simple pentatonic or blues runs and stuff, and like saying so much and doing so, you know.
Yeah.
And I really aspire to that kind of playing, you know. And then they just both have incredible tone.
Yeah.
Also come from two killer 3-piece bands, I'll just point out. Off the top of my head, those two. I mean, there's so many guys that have influenced me over the years too. So
Yeah, for me, I guess the most influential has always been, and I mean, always has been. I mean, it's the reason I started playing guitar was Matt Bellamy from Muse.
Oh, wow,
Just he has a really unique style of playing, and he really gets into effects and all that stuff. And that's kind of what led me down the path of, you know, splitting guitar signals and just making weird noises out of it. And our first EP has a lot of weird noises on it as well. But no, he was the reason I started playing guitar. I was just inspired by the way he plays and the melodies that he wrote.
This new record has got has definitely got a couple little obvious Muse influences in it, and it's pretty sick, gotta say.
Good teaser.
yeah,
Good job.
it's funny because like
The vibe is there.
Yeah, definitely. You know what's funny about that too is like he has a way of fitting like these Muse style like bass lines into songs that are not even remotely like Muse sounding. They're more they're more in like a ZZ Top or a Mountain like kind of vibe, but he'll throw in like these real cool bass lines to him where you're like, oh yeah, that's totally like a Muse influence. And I don't think you're like capable of not doing that. I think it's just like part
when you learn a whole record from front to back, and
it just comes through.
Kind of influences you, I think, for the rest of your playing.
That's awesome. That's
I mean, cool. Yeah, and that's just how it is, right? Like anyone who tries to say that they're not ripping someone off,
oh hell yeah,
too. Like that's all it is at this point. Like,
right?
No, there's no unique. I mean,
completely unique, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Black Sabbath wrote all of them, so like, anything out there, it's already out there.
You may think it's original, but there's a record with it on it.
Right.
I mean, that's where your accent came from, is from the people around you that are talking. You know, so.
Yeah. True.
And then just all after that, it's just all the music that Bobby's like really introduced me to has been Queens of the Stone Age was another big influence on songs that I was learning, and those are kind of like the influential songs I learned are the ones that influenced me. So
cool. And that, I think that kind of plays into how your sound is, because you both have a different background. I didn't know Troy's like musical influences. Like I kind of tell Bobby where you were coming from a little bit with the way you play, but I didn't know. And now that I know that, I'm going to be like dialing into that, because that's cool. Because I totally love those bands, but you would not put them on the same spectrum, right? At all. Yeah. You would like be what? But to fuse that together, I think is a cool idea. So I'm going to jump in because I want to know what Dom's influences were.
Guitar wise.
Guitar. Yeah. What are your guitar
Who's your favorite guitarist?
I was really, really heavily influenced by Kurt Cobain because he had an amazing drummer, and that was really all that mattered. Oh man, dude! When I started playing, like the first like day that I started playing with other people, I was playing jazz in the morning, and then like I think the first song we ever played as a band was Aneurysm by Nirvana. That's like maybe the first song I ever played in a band. But like because the high school I went to didn't have sports or anything. We had like this jazz program. And so like, yeah, I went to Ann Arbor Community High School, and like,
oh, cool.
So like oddly enough, like a lot of my playing was like influenced by like Elvin Jones, who played with John Coltrane and others. Like it was this dynamic thing where like the subtlety of just like how open your hi-hats are while you're playing to like match what someone else is doing in like a really subtle way, or like where you're hitting a cymbal, like are you hitting it higher up in the band, are you lower in the ribbon, are you like what kind of like these, which I mean I think on the record will be more obvious than just when we're going like 100% crushing it like live.
Right.
But I mean I think probably like when I was younger, like Vinnie Paul Abbott from Pantera sounded like the heaviest thing I'd ever heard. It was crazy because like I knew, like I think the earliest like bands that I really loved were like Nine Inch Nails and like really heavy stuff, and like Vinnie Paul was like, he had such this amazing fat sound, but like it was so musical, and like he just so like he grooved so hard, even though it was like the meanest shit. Like,
that drum intro, the 13 steps.
Yeah.
So
I think he did. What influenced him was he played with a guitarist his whole life, right? Like, so he wasn't playing with bass player. He was playing with, Dime and like trying to like match musically what he was doing with the guitar on drums. And like, actually, I think that's something that Dom brings to the table that I like in his playing is like, he's not just keeping time. He's like paying attention to what we're playing and trying to like follow what's happening in the music with like with the way he plays, and that was something that I like keyed into pretty early on with his playing that I really dig. So it's funny that you bring up Vinnie Paul, because I think those are one of the defining characteristics like that when I think of Vinnie Paul.
It's that power trio thing, man. I didn't know it, but like Stuart Copeland from The Police, like he like syncopated everything in some way with some part of what either Andy or Sting was doing. Yeah. And sometimes it would be like contra, and sometimes it'd be like the same thing. Like I was like, oh man, that's what I do. Yeah. That's why like I learned it from you. I must have, because like I didn't invent it. I can remember being like 15 and listening to like the first Deftones record, and then like the second Deftones record come out, and it was a lot more like moody. Yeah. Like, and Abe Cunningham, who's always been one of my favorite guys, like I just felt like it was really melodic what he was playing, and it wasn't like obviously like would kept the beat or whatever and like held it together, but I don't know, I feel like that was the first point when I kind of realized that drums could really be like a part of the melody too. Like it can be part of the color. It doesn't just have to be like the old boom chick in the
background. Awesome. So Johnny, Audrey, Nick, Adam, you guys got any questions?
Yeah.
Similar question. What's the favorite venue that you guys have played so far? Like of the ones in Detroit or maybe the ones in Ohio, which one, just of the venue, maybe not necessarily the crowd, but just like the way it sounded or just kind of the feel you got in the venue. Which one was your favorite that you played at?
That stadium when we opened up for T-Pain, that was amazing.
Oh yeah. No, that was
T-Pain really
actually
passed a check and did nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, that's literally what happened. So TJ and I went to Kettering University, and we got to play their centennial. They had a big centennial festival, and we got to play in, what's the stadium's name?
Crap.
So there's a football stadium that Kettering just bought back in Flint, and it's like the Who have played there, and this whole long list of like awesome bands back in the 60s and 70s used to play there. And then it was run down, and nobody was using it for a long time. And then Kettering bought it and rehabbed it, and then they had this big festival there. And so it was like
Stadium?
Atwood. Yeah, Atwood. Thank you.
Got you.
It was like the biggest stage that we ever played on.
Yeah.
And probably like just the coolest for like some of the histoy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, good
we
call.
We played so well that T-Pain didn't even want to perform it.
Yeah, and also, you want to talk about a bill we didn't fit on. Literally, the headliner was T-Pain. Which, yeah, he didn't play because there was this crazy storm that came through like shortly after we had played, and they shut it down. And like we went home, and Dom's car almost got smashed by this tree that went down in my front yard.
Oh shit!
It was a crazy storm. I don't even remember. That was a couple of years ago.
It was an act of God.
Yeah. It was gnarly.
Pulling up, and there's a tree down, and I'm like, well, time for a new car again.
So we went and played, and then we went and ate T-Pain's rider.
Yeah.
And then we pieced out.
We hung out with T-Pain's posse, and
and then we pieced out. It was a super weird day, but it was awesome.
That's awesome.
It was like 700 degrees outside.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Johnny, Audrey, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, each one of you guys. And this is the authenticity question, and be honest. What's the first CD that you bought? Not something that was gifted to you, not something given to you. One you bought.
It's going to date us differently. We're going to figure out the age disparity of this band.
Yeah. I guess Dom's was a phonograph. Right? Yeah.
I was going to say, you can also say the first tape you bought, because, I mean, for me, it would have been a tape. But, I'm going off of what I know of Bobby. So.
We'll go in order. So, Dom, tell us your first record.
The first CD I got, I think I went up to Discount Records and I bought.
Nice Discount. I know that one.
Oh, it was so great. It was, I think it was Let's Go by Rancid, and because I bought two at the same time. I was one of the Guar records too.
Yes.
I think those were my first two CDs. I bought a lot of cassettes.
The original Guar.
Yeah.
Well, what was your first cassette? This is like, what was the first record you bought with your own money?
Yeah. Or money that was given to you, but you specifically went out and bought without any guidance.
It's Dom's 10th birthday. What album did he buy?
It was probably whatever Mozart's latest thing was. 200 years ago.
Dropping that hot shit.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It might have been 9 Inch Nails Broken.
Nice. That's a good one. Yeah.
Because I think I listened to that like every day when I was doing my paper route, like when I was like 11 or 12.
It explains a lot.
Yeah, I was like the angriest paper boy.
A lot of broken windows on that block.
Yeah,
it's such a angry record.
I was seriously. Yeah. I was so mad. I was like, "You pay me 9 cents a day."
Yeah.
How's an 11-year-old supposed to feed his kids on salary?
Broken has some of the best 9 Inch Nails songs there are though. Like Dom and I talk about this frequently, how much we love that EP. It's so good.
Awesome.
For me, the first CD I ever bought was Stone Temple Pilots' Tiny Music, right whenever it came out. And I think it has such an underrated record. And I actually listened to it a couple of weeks ago, and I text my family and I was like, I just listened to Tiny Music and that shit still holds up. It has aged very well.
Yeah, he specifically told us his favorite song was Daisy for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he just plays that one on repeat.
On loop. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
For me, my first album was probably a band no one's heard of. It's called Killer Radio. They're like a punk band. And I bought that.
Nice.
Started off punk, and then I guess like the first big name band I bought was 3 Days Grace. So
hell yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I was living that life.
Nice.
That's all right. I think I was one of the first ones that I was either gifted or bought on my own. I don't know. I think it was gifted. This one was the first Sugar Ray record.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
Yeah.
Put your arms around me.
Yeah. I definitely. And my buddies, Casey and Joe from Midas, recent for my birthday this year, got Mark McGrath to do a cameo for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this dude talked for 5 minutes on a cameo for me, and like brought up 9/11, and then
happy birthday.
Yeah, he sang happy birthday to me, and then he also put my name in I Just Want to Fly.
Put your arms around me, Bobby.
It was legitimately a 5 minute long video of Mark McGrath talking to me.
That's awesome.
And it was like so funny. This is the funniest thing.
That's awesome. So many times he could have stopped talking.
Yeah, he just kept going. It was like, so this is like November of last year.
It was a dark time for him.
Yeah. It's just like Mark McGrath really needed someone to talk to in like in the throes of the pandemic, you know. It was
Bobby should have made a cameo for him.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, hey, Mark McGrath, Bobby here.
Yeah,
you know, you're enough, guy. I read it for you are enough.
Yeah.
You're gonna bounce back. It gets better, you know. That just giving him a lifeline or something, man.
Yeah, and then like, are you're still hung up on 9/11? I don't know. Maybe talk to somebody about that.
Right.
Like that's
20 years.
It's kind of a weird thing to bring up.
That is. Oh my God.
Dude. It was wild. It was a wild ride.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He went in on the whole pandemic thing. He talked about it for like a minute, and he talked about how Bobby was kind of down because of it, and he's like, you know, you're not the only one, Bobby. It's also tough for me out here. Like I'm really struggling, but how about you? Throw a couple dollars in my hat and chill out, bro.
Yeah.
He said to you, he's like, and I don't know when I'm going to do the thing that I love the most next. And we're all like, oh my gosh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
We were feeling the same way. We were feeling the same way.
Wow. Yeah, it was obviously I shared it or the video around because it was really good. I think everyone here has seen that.
That's awesome. So
the takeaway is check in on your friends. That's
check on your friends.
Check in on your friends.
Yeah.
Well,
check in
famous
on
ones.
Mark McGrath's, okay.
Yeah.
Check in on your 90s bands. Check in on
90s.
Random call. Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
So I want to flip that question around to you guys, everybody else. So, Audrey, what was your first CD tape album?
Soundgarden, Super Unknown.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's like knocking it out of the park right away. Hell.
Yeah. I got lucky.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Black Hole Sun was so great, and that video was so great. And the fun part about it is Bobby and I were both on a swim team, and here's a very just detail for you. In the video, there is a guy who is doing push-ups in a sparkly green Speedo. That was our swim team's team suit. And that was like the thing that I was like, oh, I know what that is. And then, of course, like the music's just amazing, but whatever, you know.
That's awesome.
That picture of that mental image of Chris Cornell playing that like sparkly gold Les Paul has like always been in my mind, and like one of those first like things where you're like, yeah, I want to do that. You know, like that. It's just so rad.
Well, that song is just so it's one of my all-time favorites. But yeah, fuck yeah, it's awesome. What a great album.
Yeah.
So
yeah, front to back, that record is
holy shit,
really good.
Nick, how about you, man? What was your?
Since I had Audrey and Bobby, and then also my other brother Ben, I listened to a lot of the music that they did. I don't think I bought with my own money my first CD until like 2007, and at least that's the only one I can think of. And that was I bought Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age, because I had just listened a lot to like Era Vulgaris. My brothers were listening a lot to that, and so I remember looking up like all the reviews of all their albums, and Songs for the Deaf was like the best reviewed one. So I go back and I bought that. It was like $15 off Amazon, and best $15 I ever spent, because it's probably
that's another like home run right out of the park.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it.
Yeah, I got really lucky that Audrey was like my musical shaman growing up, and then Nick got the trickle down from everybody.
Hand-me-down rock records.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't explain why Ben bought Hootie and the Blowfish, though. So I don't
hey, Nick, you can
there
lead a horse to water.
Now, Bobby,
but he only wants to be with you, so.
Yeah.
That's not fair, because not everybody knocks it out of the park. You stumble. You miss.
Oh yeah, I mean I owned like the Macarena record. That was bumping like back in the
12,
day.
12 tracks of Macarena.
No, it was just it was a single. There was like there was an A and B side to it. I don't even know what the second song was.
Oh my god!
Was it
one of my? Yeah, probably.
It was just the Macarena again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just wedding hits.
Yeah.
But
Johnny,
you bring up something interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
no, go for it.
You think about, so Nick was talking about 2007 and music in 2007. So he's living the spoils of like after Napster and Audio Galaxy and LimeWire. I got to borrow my friends who had cool older siblings, and they're like, no, you need to go listen to Rage Against the Machine, right? And you're like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, I could be into rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. Yeah, this could be something I like. Yeah, cool. But how you discover music is like, okay, what are they playing on the radio, right?
Yeah.
And those are just going to be singles. Do you have friends who have parents who are cool and money, and they're going to pay for Rolling Stone, right? Because they're going to review it. Because you're talking about like, how are you getting music in the 90s? Are you going to stay up and watch Headbangers Ball, or the avenues for music are really
absolutely
right? But it's like limited.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, okay, who has cool older siblings? What are they listening to? And, borrowing it from them. So, I mean, I'm not going to take ownership of that. I had friends with their older siblings had excellent music taste, and so did our parents.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
What were the tapes?
My mom had two cassette tapes in her minivan when we were growing up, and it was Pearl Jam 10 and the Black Album.
No shit.
Metallica. And like my mom's listening to this. She has 5 kids, and she's like rolling around in her minivan listening to Pearl Jam.
Holy
crap. It was
reminds me of my dad's mixtapes.
Yeah. Oh, TJ's dad has this fucking what? Well, I guess it's your Trans Am
77 Trans Am.
Oh, and it's
got the cassette deck in it.
It's got like the Galaxy or something airbrushed on the back of it.
Yeah, it's got Thunderstorm airbrushed.
Airbrushed on the back of it, and it's got side pipes, and like this thing's bitching, and then like it has all of his dad's old mixtapes in it, and they're like the fucking
adventures.
Oh my god, it's like
Metallica,
Steely Dan.
Ooh.
I think that's it. I think that's the only thing. It's the only things that are on it. Or 90s Metallica.
So now we know why they want to release it as a cassette.
Right.
TJ can go cruising in his Trans
Exactly.
Am.
Dude.
Now, it's all come out.
We're definitely gonna put a whole bunch of Steely Dan songs on our album.
Perfect.
Not like covers, like actual
Just
Steely Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a Steely Dan
That's the
mixtape.
B-side.
Now that would be funny as hell. It's like every 10th cassette isn't you, it's Steely Dan.
You're like, yeah, I put this record in. It was great, but it's just Steely Dan.
10 out of 10.
God. That's awesome. Johnny, how about you, man? What was your first?
Man,
one?
that's tough to follow all of those. And I'm glad there's still another person after me because I feel like Adam would crush my answer too. But I did not have an awesome older sister named Audrey.
It's unfortunate, dude.
We had the Caravan cranking like Jesus Christ Superstar is what my mom do, and then my dad just listened to Tigers baseball games all the time. So I think I was in 6th grade, like it was right about 2000, and I was very confused with most things in the world. And I think I went out and bought Dr. Dre's The Chronic 2001.
Nice,
dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
actually,
Perfect album.
Dom and I were out this weekend. We were at a little restaurant, and something off The Chronic was banging in the background, and we just turned around. We're like, that's still better than pretty much everything on the
We're both really upset that we couldn't crip walk. We're like, God, I wish I was good at crip walking. Every time this song comes on, I want to be cool.
Weird times too. I feel like I couldn't buy that CD at the store because it was parental advisory and you couldn't go in and buy that when you were 12. So I had to pay somebody like $25 to get their older sibling to go get it. And he ended up kicking me like a Dr. Dre CD that he probably just drew like a weed leaf on like a CD. And he was probably on Napster before I was. But
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that album still hits. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think
It's
after my
awesome.
mom started seeing that I had like that and in my CD player, and she started buying me some Jimi Hendrix albums, and so it went from like that to a bunch of Hendrix stuff.
Fantastic. It's a good mix right there.
Yeah.
Solid. Super solid.
And Nate Dogg.
Adam, how about you, man?
Oh, shit. Well, the first one I was ever gifted, other than like some records my mom gave me, my mom turned me on to Hendrix, and
Nice.
She's a big fan of Janis Joplin and that kind of thing. But I was like in 3rd grade, and I got a Def Leppard tape.
Fuck yeah.
Which one was it?
And it was
yeah.
I can't remember if it was high. No, I can't remember if it was High or Dry or Pyromania. But the first one I ever physically went out and bought, I still can't remember. I think I got a touch of the wet brain from too much partying back in the 90s. But it was either Crocus or Rat. I can't remember.
Fuck yeah.
But, then a buddy of mine got me like, And Justice for All for my birthday. And I started getting all the way into the back catalog. Metallica and going deep into the thrash. And I was kind of an elitist back then. And not so much anymore. These days, I'll listen to it all.
Yeah, that happens to all the people that get into thrash. We become elitists for like a minute, and we're like, I'm only listening to hit shit that's fucking awesome, and fuck all this other shit. And then you kind of go, oh well, maybe you shouldn't be such an asshole about it, and like, because I would be like, I'd go to parties and like they'd be playing like, and it's music that I could sort of like, but they'd be playing some fucking shit. I'm like, fuck this. Next thing somebody's got Forbidden and fucking Slayer going.
Turn on some Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, I loved Iron Maiden. I saw Iron Maiden open for Rainbow.
That's
dude.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's how old I am.
That's how Chuck flexes on everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I have this story.
Damn.
Remember that time I was better than all of you?
Yeah. Dude, that's like a dream show, Chuck. Like
it was with
Dio.
38 Special. It was Joe Lynn Turner actually with Rainbow. So
okay.
and it was 38 Special, and 38 Special was supposed to be like, so it's Maiden, 38 Special Rainbow, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 38 Special headlining, but anyway, 38 Special had some problems with their bus or whatever. So Iron Maiden played, and the only reason we went to the show is to go see Iron Maiden. And
Yeah.
then we wanted to see Rainbow, because Richie Blackmore. And 38 Special didn't show. We're like, yes.
This is ideal.
Even better.
Where was that at?
I do actually like 38 Special, a few tunes, but I was like, at that time, again, the elitist, you're like, it's only Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and whatever. So that was at Kobo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's wild.
83, or it was Number of the Beast. Yeah, it was fantastic. And then I saw Maiden open for Priest.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah, I remember it. I was 13 years old. We got free box tickets at the Palace, and my first concert was Anthrax opening up for Iron Maiden. And
dude,
I was
there.
It was and it was over for me.
Oh my God,
it was over for me.
So, a little funny story there. So we were down like, I don't know, 15 rows back from the stage, down in the floor, and they had all these seats. There was like, they were wired together, and Anthrax started playing. So we started a mosh pit down there. We tore the seats apart. And all my friends. So we got like security came in, because we're, and during Indians, for Anthrax, and you just getting crazy, and all my buddies got kicked out. And they come to me and they go, were you one of those guys? I go, no. So I ended up being able to stay in, and they're all like, fuck you, because they missed seeing Maiden. And I think it was Power Slaves, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Power Slave's such a good record.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I saw them right before the pandemic. Like the summer before the pandemic, I saw Iron Maiden, and they still kick ass.
Oh
like,
yeah,
we were so close, and Bruce had like these fucking flamethrower things that he was like wearing on his arms. We were like close enough that you could feel like the heat off the flamethrowers. Their stage shows gnarly.
Yeah.
They're so good, man.
Yeah, it's only gotten better.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're about out of time. I've got just one last question for all you guys. It's the pivotal fans with bands, divisive question. Breaks families apart, causes family divisions. I think wars have been started because of this. Pineapple or no pineapple on pizza?
Oh. Let's let Dom go first, since he's the resident curmudgeon.
I like pineapple on pizza, man.
Awesome. Excellent.
I like it.
Any perfect combination of pineapple with something else?
I don't know. Just about anything. I just think a little bit
pineapples
of sweet.
and fish.
Just about anything?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, just about anything. I mean, like, I just think pineapple's good because it's just sweet.
Yeah. Nice.
Just like a little sugar on top of there to go with all that savory,
Yep, sweet and savory, baby. All right. Well,
Troy, what do you think?
What do I think? No pineapple.
No pineapple.
No pineapple.
No.
Just pepperoni.
Just pepperoni.
I just like things simple.
Classic.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I'm with
Little
you.
Marcos.
Little Marcos.
Yeah.
Little Jets.
I'm for pepperoni. I'm for pineapple. But not on anything. I like it. If you do like a Hawaiian thing or a like barbecue chicken, like I can do pineapple. But I think you can go wrong with it if you don't get the right combination.
Yeah. I think it could go south pretty quick.
Yeah.
Nick, how about you?
I gotta say no. I gotta side with TJ on this one.
Nice.
I have had pineapple with pizza before, but it's
Yeah.
And then I one of my coworkers is like from Italy, and she will stab you in the eye if you saying you're gonna put pineapple on the pizza. So
There's nothing on there but
practicing for work on that because I
Yeah.
don't want to get stabbed in the eye, even
Oh,
though
it's
I'm
just
still
safer for you
doing
to say
remote
that.
work.
nothing's on that pizza besides basil.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
awesome.
gonna be a no for me, dog.
Hard no. All right. Johnny, how about you, man?
Yeah, man, I like the pineapple on there. I think really just on the Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But I don't really want any pineapple on my pizza if it's like a cheap, dirty pie, you know? Like I'm gonna get like I'm gonna get a good, cheap, dirty pizza. I just want pepperoni on it. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
Awesome.
Where are you buying your cheap dirty pies from, John?
Little Caesars just started doing
Yeah.
this emo beat. Dude.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And Adam, how about you, man?
Yeah, I can get down with some pineapple on my pizza.
All right.
Yeah, my old roommate used to put spam and grapefruit on his pizza just to keep us away from it.
Man, that's
So
What a savage.
unfortunate.
It's a power move.
It's actually not bad.
That's
Wow.
unfortunate.
Wow.
What do you think, Chuck? Are you into?
Pineapple?
Yeah.
No, I'm a hard no on the pineapples. I mean,
Wow.
Chuck.
I like them as pineapples, like just put them in. I'm not a sweet
Yeah.
and savory at all. Like, don't mix any sweet things with any savory things for me. It's like,
Okay.
you know, like don't put ham and pineapple anywhere. Don't
put
mix
'em
sweet
anywhere.
and sour.
Don't
You
put 'em
know,
anywhere.
Yeah, I want.
Chuck sees a pineapple in a grocery store that also
Yeah.
sells ham.
It better be
Yeah.
far away from the hams.
Yeah,
It better
gotta
be
an
far away.
coincidental store.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, if I want to have a little pineapple in a bowl, perfect. You know,
Yeah.
or some
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
fruits, perfect. Yeah, yeah. But I'm not mixing with any meats or anything like that. Fuck that.
What about like kebabs when you have like
No, God,
I was
no.
gonna say I like grilled
fruit and
pineapple.
vegetables?
No sweet and savories. I can't.
Just none.
Very strict, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
hey
a hard-
Chuck, we didn't get an answer from you on what your first CD was or what your first.
Oh, yeah,
album.
yeah.
We gotta get an answer from you on that one.
Oh yeah. So the album I first bought with my own money was Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
hell yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a huge Elton John fan. Like, I was 10, 11. Bought that album. So I made I had a friend who was totally into Elton John. He could kind of sing like Elton John as an 11-year-old
cool.
can, I guess.
Yeah.
And then at that time I lived in Detroit, and then we moved out to Pinckney, which is, if you're familiar with.
A big difference there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Out in the boondocks. And then I got into Kiss, and I was like, just Kiss. That's all I listened to was fucking Kiss. So yeah. So then my second album was Kiss Alive. So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah.
Two good albums.
Yeah. Well, guys, it was so awesome to talk with you guys. So cool.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That
Chuck.
was
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah, man. We appreciate everything you do for like the scene in Southeast
Right.
Michigan.
Oh,
like
thanks, guys.
all the pictures, all the write-ups, this stuff, and yeah, it's
Thanks,
very
man.
much appreciated. So
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
I very much appreciate your music, and I very much appreciate Johnny and Nick, even though I haven't met you guys. I love you, and I know Adam. He's fucking awesome. So, and you guys are fucking awesome. So yeah, thanks again for being on here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cool.
Keep it rocking, boys. Have a
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah. Thanks to Bobby, Dominic, Troy, Adam, Nick, Audrey, Johnny, Anthony, and the guys from Slumlord Radio for joining me on this episode of Fans with Bands. Be on the lookout for new music from Electric Huldra coming soon. Stay tuned on their Facebook page for all the updates. If you get a chance, definitely go see them live. This fantastic, high-powered rock band should not be missed. See the show notes for all the details and links. These are tough times for everyone in the creative industries such as music. Your support of live streaming, purchasing music, and merchandise is critical. If you can help out your local artists, please do. If you are in the Michigan area, consider following the Playing in the Detroit Area Tonight Facebook page. It is a place for fans and bands to support each other and share our combined love of music. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get each and every episode of Fans with Bands. Spread the word by rating the show and leaving a comment. We want to hear what you think. You can keep in touch by following us on social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, be well and kick out the jams.